Hello everyone, it's Rider here and welcome to another video. And today we're going to have a look at another one of those bots from Studio Series 86. It is Deluxe Class Gnaw. And here is Gnaw's packaging. Lovely artwork of Gnaw here. And on the side you get some images there of Gnaw, which comes with a couple of accessories, both storable in alt mode. And you get the Transformers logo at the top. As with all of these Studio Series 86 figures, you get a little backdrop, and this backdrop is part of the Quintesson kit. Nothing too exciting, but it works for the figure because that's the only scene in the movie where we actually see these Sharkticons. We don't see them anywhere else but in that pit. So yeah, I'm over the moon to have that little display, and I do keep these. I think I said it in my previous video that I do keep these backdrops. So yeah, I'm happy to have them, even though I don't display them with them. They're good for your photography and everything like that, if that's what you want to do. Here is Gnaw in his Sharkticon mode. I think a lot of people would have be displaying this figure in this mode, and it looks stunning. Yeah, I've got the gun stored there, but let's face it, you won't be using the gun stored there. You'll keep it in this mode. The jaw is articulated. And actually, let's dive straight into articulation first, because I think this is where this figure is let down in this mode. I think the arms look great, but they are not on ball pegs, so all you can do is you can rotate or move up and down, and the only poses you can get are like, I want a hug. The arms seem to get in the way a little bit. Now, that might be me being a little bit picky, but I would like some better articulation here. And the same with the legs. Now, I actually had to take these legs off and nail varnish the mushroom pegs because it would not hold in this position. It would just collapse. So again, another markdown for Hasbro's QC, unfortunately. But now they've been tightened up, he holds a decent position well. But nevertheless, these legs is a little bit off balance, if I'm honest. The legs really should be here, in my opinion, rather than further back, and I think that's the problem with this. The legs are further back due to transformation, which is fine, and that's a trade-off at this scale that we're going to have. But I think it does throw off the balance a little bit of this figure. But saying that, it looks beautiful. In fact, it comes in the box. It's more like a bloody model kit. It's in about 4 or 5 pieces because the head part is a different part. The shark blade. Fin, sorry, not blade. That's detachable. You have to plug that in there. That is a little bit loose, to be honest. The tolerances aren't great on that, and his tail is obviously separate, and that can move up and down. Legs wise, okay, you can do a full 360 here if you want to, and a bend at the knee, and that's about it. But you know what? It is a lovely, lovely Sharkticon. Is it the best one we've got? Of course it is. It's the best Sharkticon we have ever had, and I'm really, really happy to have one. Will I get more? I'm unsure at the moment. I don't think I need more Sharkticons. Ideally, I'd like 3, maybe 2, so I can put one in robot mode, but this thing is a beautiful, beautiful little figure. So what if you want to put this guy in with your Pit of Judgment? Does it fit in with the scale of that set? Well, here is the Sharkticon, or the Titan's Return mould that we had in the Pit of Judgment, and here is the other Sharkticon. It's not in die, this is the better figure, but these are a smaller scale, and I think that the legs are in a better position here, and even though the arms are less articulated, it's a bit more forgiving because they were a Legends figure rather than a Deluxe, but you can see their scale. It could still work in the same display, just have this one further forward than this one, and you know what, or vice versa. I think it would work still, but there's the comparison between the two Sharkticons, and I know a lot of people have got a load of these. I think I've got 4 or 5. I think I've got the one at the Pit of Judgment. I've got the Takara version. I've got 2 Hasbro releases, and I think I've got a KO that was gifted me as well, which is like clear blue plastic. I think John sent me that. But yeah, there you go. So that's how they look together. Here is Gnaw, all transformed up in his robot mode, and in my opinion, this is where the figure is at its best. This is a beautiful version of Gnaw. I think the proportions are great. He's dumpy, he's fun. He hasn't really. He's got a little bit of. Is it light piping or is it paint. I can't quite tell. But if it is light piping, it hasn't got a light piping thing in the back, so maybe it is paint. But it looks great. I think this mode is absolutely where all the money's at. Articulation-wise, his head can do a full 360. His arms can do a full 360, can go out that far, can swivel at the shoulder. Arms can do that, but can't rotate at the wrist. Legs can go out that far and forward and back that far, so not a lot. You can get a bend at the knee there, but you've also got an additional joint here for transformation if you want to use that. And you've got an awesome rocker, but the feet can't point up or down. So you've got a fair bit of articulation for a deluxe. And if you're wondering about how he scales next to the original Gnaw, this is the first time I've actually transformed this one out of the Pit of Judgment, so the colours are really odd. But you can see there how they scale together. So this is a much bigger boy, much bigger Sharkticon. Might even get away with your Masterpiece display actually having a Sharkticon in there, potentially. If that's what you wanted to do. You could probably get away with that with this scale. But yeah, you can see him next to the original Gnaw there. Now he does come with a couple of weapons. So he comes with his blaster, which can peg into his hand. I forgot to actually show you that it can peg onto his back as well in Sharkticon mode. I'll quickly show you here. There's a port there, and you can have that displayed like a cannon on its shoulder if you want to. I suppose could you do that in robot mode as well? No, you couldn't. But yeah, I'll just throw that to the side, to be honest, when it's in Sharkticon mode. But you get that look going on. And you can also take his tail, and his tail can become a mace. So how awesome is that? This figure is beautiful. Studio Series 86 are really knocking it out of the park. When you compare it to the first version of the mace weapon, I think it's called mace, night and day. This is the much better figure. This is beautiful. Wow. I just can't get over how good this figure is in robot mode, at least. I've warmed to it in Sharkticon mode. At first I didn't like it, and I remember saying to Dave Shot, and then I think I was a bit underwhelmed with it. But now I'm in love with it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So his comparison next to his Wavemate Rekgar, there he is. And next to Jazz, so another deluxe for a deluxe. Next to Daniel with Ricketts, yeah, and next to a massive slag. So there you go. He is a cool figure, and it's another high recommend. All this wave I'm going to recommend to you. Some amazing figures. I am in love with Studio Series 86. It is phenomenal. I still can't believe we're living in a time where we're getting these versions of the figures 35 years after it originally came out. I think we're all blessed to be living in this era of Transformers collecting. So anyway, I hope you enjoy my little ramble here, talking through Gnaw the Sharkticon. High recommend from me. Go out and pick one. I think pick one up. Sorry, Smiths have got them in. I think he's everywhere now, and I think you should be able to get your hands on him pretty easily. So if you haven't got one, go and get one. If you want 3, get 3. If you want 5, get 5. But wonderful, great figure. Really, really happy to have him. Until next time, anyway. I've been Zort Rider, and I'll catch you again really, really soon.